So it almost makes me think of Bloom's taxonomy, where you have the lower order thinking skills and you have the
Exactly.
higher order thinking skills, to where they can get to the point. I actually have this it's laminated, but I have it was something that my coworker gave me. You would probably like it because it's a two-sided sheet of paper. You can actually print it two-sided, but it's 2 pages, and it has the Bloom's taxonomy on it, and it has like the old and the new on it, so, and the ones that are shared between the different levels. But then on the other side it has the verbs to avoid, like understand and things like that. But I actually, when I got the job and I was working in the office, I noticed that my coworker had it laminated, and I'm like, that's a great idea. I love that, because if I'm going to be carrying this everywhere and taking it to meetings, I need to
Yeah.
have something that's going to be sturdy and go with me. So now I have it here at home, and it's funny because my coworkers know when I'm ready to pull it out, because I go to the side and I pull it out. Oh, Jackie's pulling out her Bloom's sheet. And I'm like, yep, exactly. Because I want to make sure that, I used it the other day and I was like, okay, so, I asked those questions. What do we want students to do upon the completion of this topic? Or what is your outcome of this assignment? Let's look at that. And then let's match the objectives to that and make sure that we're getting them towards that scaffolding and that self-directed learning, to where, throughout the course, we're not using verbs like identify, describe, right, at the beginning maybe, but you want to progress it right throughout the course so that they can build upon that, and then by the end they have that solid foundation, and then they can go into their next course knowing, yes, I have the skills I need to move forward. So that's so important. Yeah, I love that. It's great.
That's
Yep.
great.
And one of the things we have in our classes, I think you would like this, Hamza, is they have a DQ question at the very beginning. So they do, in our online classes, they do a class introduction, so we can all get to know each other and kind of build that community. But there's another discussion question. It's called Summary of Current Course Knowledge. And what students are asked to do during that first week is they're asked to look at the whole entire syllabus, look at the objectives, look at the assignments, kind of not really in detail, but just kind of get a holistic view of it and see, what do I know already? What do I not know, right? What knowledge do I not have coming into this course? And what kind of questions do I have, or what kind of discussions do I want to have with my instructor or my classmates? And I love when students do that. I mean, sometimes instructors or students think of it as just another thing they have to do, but I'm like, it's so important, because when my students answer that, and they do a good job of giving me that information, that helps me to tailor my instruction. So it's really great to see that, and what they have coming into the class, and then what I can help them accomplish along the way. So it's a beautiful thing. It's kind of like what you were talking about with that. So yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like knowing or testing the prior knowledge of your students is very important, because it will save you a lot of time explaining things they might already know, or they might do like they can save some time by preparing the class, preparing the subject of the class. Also, it will be a centered approach, or a student-led approach, maybe, to start with like a discussion. So this way you can know what subject you should focus more on. You can assess their knowledge, like the different knowledge they have, different students, different level of understanding, and based on that, you start to fill these gaps they have, and make them reach to the material by themselves. For example, we do a lot of that in the discussion. We focus on any class discussion a lot in our approach in our center, because for example, the teacher will ask the students to research in the class, give them like 10 minutes to research or look up a topic. Then they present their findings and discuss it with the learners, with their peers, with the teachers. So this way, it's like, in instructional design, we have, in especially the scenario based style, we have the branching, So if the learner will answer this, will give this answer, it will take them to cover this aspect of the material or the training. And if they answer this way, this means they passed a level if we're doing gamification, for example, and so on. And you have to look for patterns where do learners ask for clarification, for example, or make the most errors about a topic. So you put your focus on that area, you know. So it's, yeah, of course,
Right.
the knowing, having the knowledge about their prior knowledge, it's a good time saver, and it's very effective.